All right, let's just jump right in. For decades, software has been the ultimate disruptor, right? It's changed literally every industry it has touched. But now something really different is happening. A new force is rising up from inside the world of code itself, and it's getting ready to disrupt software. We are, of course, talking about AI, and believe me, it is completely rewriting the rules of the game.
Look, this isn't just another software update or some fancy new programming language. This is a fundamental ground-level shift. As one industry veteran put it, this is the first time the actual profession of software engineering is being turned on its head. And you know, when the disruptors themselves start getting disrupted, you know the change is going to be massive.
So, what does that actually look like? Well, the best way to think about it is this really fascinating paradox. Software is eating software. Yeah, the very same engine of change that totally remade our world is now remaking itself. And it's happening at a speed that's, both incredibly exciting and, for some people, maybe a little bit terrifying.
To really get a handle on what's going on, we have to talk about the foundation of our entire digital world. It's something the industry just calls infra. Think of it like the bedrock, the hidden foundation that every single app, website, and digital service you use is built on top of. So what is infra exactly? Well, in the simplest terms, it's the stuff you use to build the stuff. It's all the tools, all the platforms, and the systems that engineers are using behind the scenes to make everything just work. It is the invisible engine that powers our digital lives.
And who uses this stuff? Definitely not your average person on the street. Infra is built for a super specialized audience, the technical buyer. We're talking about developers, data scientists, cybersecurity pros, all the nerds, as the source material lovingly calls them, who are in the trenches building and operating our crazy complex software world.
For decades, this whole infrastructure world has been held up by three main pillars. You've got compute, which is basically the processing power, the brains of the whole operation. Then you have networking, the connections that let all the different parts talk to each other. And finally, you have storage, which is the memory where all the data lives. This has been the stable, reliable foundation for generations of technology.
But now, a fourth pillar is being slammed right into that foundation. And it's not just another piece of the puzzle. It's a completely new layer that brings something that was never, ever there before: actual intelligence.
And what's really interesting here is that the old pillars, they don't go away. See, infrastructure never really disappears. New, more powerful layers just get built right on top. So now the stack is compute, networking, storage, and this incredibly powerful new fourth pillar, intelligence, which is delivered through AI models.
And this is the absolute key takeaway. Adding a new foundational pillar isn't like just getting an upgrade for your phone. It fundamentally changes how you program computers. It forces everyone to completely rethink how we build software, how we design data centers. It even changes what it means to write code in the first place.
This total rethinking leads to what might just be the single biggest shift in the entire history of computer science. It's a concept that sounds pretty dramatic, I know, but it's completely accurate. We're calling it the Great Abdication of Logic.
This quote from our source material just nails the change. For all of history, programmers have told computers exactly what to do. They wrote the logic, the step-by-step instructions. We'd ask the computer for resources, sure, like memory or processing time, but the yes or no decisions, those always came from a human. With AI, for the very first time, we're looking at the machine and saying, you come up with the answer for me.
Let me put it another way. In the old world, a programmer would write out line by line exactly how a computer should solve a problem. But in this new world of AI-powered systems, their job is flipping on its head. Instead of giving the how, they define a goal and ask the computer to figure out the best way to get there. It's a total reversal.
So, what does this brave new world really mean for the people who actually build all this software? Well, it means way more power in their hands. It means a whole new generation of creators can now join the party. And it means the rules of the game are being completely rewritten from scratch. If you look at history, whenever a big new wave of infrastructure shows up, it doesn't just make things a little better. It massively expands what's called the total addressable market, or TAM. By making something way cheaper or way less complex, it just unlocks a flood of new ideas and new behaviors that were never possible before. And that creates these huge, wide-open opportunities for new companies to pop up.
And the scale we're talking about here is just staggering. There is a global community of over 50 million developers. They've become so huge and so influential that they actually behave like a consumer market now. They try out tools on their own, they make buying decisions from the bottom up, and trying to reach them looks a whole lot more like consumer marketing than old-school enterprise sales.
This whole shift is also finally delivering on a dream that tech has had for years, the promise of low-code. People have been trying forever to build tools that let non-programmers create software. And now, with AI, it is finally happening. Natural language, just talking or typing in plain English, is becoming the new programming language. It's empowering anyone with a great idea to build an application even if they've never written a single line of formal code in their life.
So, where is all this headed? This moment isn't just a small step forward, it's a seismic shift. It's a brand new chapter in the history of how humans and machines create things together.
I mean, if you look back, you can see these really clear waves. The 2000s were the pre-cloud era of on-premise software. The 2010s brought us the cloud wave, with recurring revenue and the mobile revolution. And now, here in the 2020s, we are deep in the AI wave, defined by this wild abdication of logic and the creation of totally new user behaviors. For many people in tech, this is by far the most dramatic transformation they've ever seen. And it all leaves us with this one really provocative thought. The job used to be build software. But now, more and more, the job is to build systems that build other systems. We are moving up an entire layer of abstraction. And that is a fundamental change in our role as creators. It just begs the ultimate question. As we teach machines how to build for us, what in the world comes next?